Alright guys, welcome to the first stream of 2023. My name is Matt with Trading with OM, Hampson Capital. I do a lot of Forex trading. This year we're going to be streaming a ton, looking at different pairs here, setups, charts, how I set my charts up, the best things that we can do to help you get profitable. What we're doing here today is looking at some scalps, 5 minutes. We're looking at the 5 minute time frame and looking at the hour to get the trend. So what we're going to do here is take a look and see what we got going on. Alright, let's see here. So what we have is a support and resistance area that we drew here. We got 3 points of resistance, 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to look to enter either a buy or a sell here. It's looking like a sell based off these 3 rejection points. We've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3. Let's take a look here. I don't typically like to enter in the middle range right here. The middle range is where you're going to get into trouble. We do have a range 2 over here. Kind of a resistance point right here, and we're going to change the color of that. So we're kind of hovering at another resistance or support line right here. I'd like to see a closure below this before we enter the trade, and then we should look to fill this area. So let's look for, we're either going to go short here or go long the other way. So we're either going to look to fill this or we're going to look to go the other way and fill this right here from here up. We also have a 30-minute candle coming soon. So we're going to see if that's indicative of anything for us here. Let's take a look on the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart, you got 2 kind of small bullish candles with a large wick. So what that indicates is that there is some selling pressure here, but we were still bullish. The 30-minute candle here is flipping between bullish and bearish, but it is still respecting the zone, and it is still within the previous high. So we're just going to kind of sit here and see what's going on. Alright, so we are flipping a little bit bullish here, which is not a big deal. We'll drop down to that 5-minute time frame. So it did kind of bounce off this this line right here. We're going to wait to see if it either fills this gap or if it rejects again. If it fills this gap, we could look for another breakout up to here. But realistically, we're going to hold off here until we see some more rejection. It could kind of do this little cup. See how you got like a cup here, you got a cup here. It could continue to do that upwards, or we could see it reverse in this area and go back down here. So we're going to take a look here and see what happens. Right now we're just chilling, chat. We're just sitting on our hands waiting for a closure above the range or a closure below the range, and that'll indicate what we're going to take here. Got the live account up too, so I use TradingView. Most people use TradingView. I know that. I use TradingView for all my charting. It's a lot more technical. It gives you the ability to do a lot of things that the web trader with your broker may not use. I use LMFX, which is a trader that lets me trade at 1 to 1,000. I know most traders do not trade at 1 to 1,000. Most traders in the US are going to be trading 1 to 100 or 1 to 500. I'm using a different broker here, and they let me trade at 1 to 1,000. They also give a deposit match. The description is in the bio, or the link is in the bio there. If you did want to sign up with my broker, they do a 100% deposit match. So if you deposit 1,000, you get 2,000 to play with. You deposit 500, you have 1,000 to play with. So it's just a full deposit match. So we're just waiting now. We got 2 minutes until the 30-minute candle closure. Let's take a look at that chart again. We do have some bullish movement with a pretty large wick. If we get a closure below this candle body, we will look for sells. If we get closures above the yellow line there, we're going to look for buys to fill the upper range with the large green wick over here up to 131,400 area. Alright, we just sent out that we are live streaming now to our Telegram group. I will post the Telegram link in the bio here. Let's see here, chat. Alright, so the free Telegram is now in the chat there for you. If you do want to join, all of our signals are free. All of our analysis is free. At this time, we are not charging. We've got over 80 people in the group now, so it's growing. And let's see here. We did get a 30-minute closure here with a small wick respecting the previous high, still within range here. So we're not going to quite jump into anything yet. Let's hop back down to the 5-minute frame. Could get a possible head and shoulders here. If you don't know what that is, I'll draw it out for you here. So you got a left shoulder, you got a head, and you got a right shoulder. If this is a head and shoulders pattern, we could suspect it to go there. It would kind of go something like this down here. We'll flip that to red so you know it's moving downward. So we are looking at a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern. Again, I'm not the biggest on patterns. Patterns can fake you out. It's more about volume and price action. So we're looking at these resistance and support zones. Some people call them supply and demand zones. But up here, you've definitely got a support that's pretty strong here back since the beginning of the day when the market opened. And then we've got a support down here. So we're respecting the resistance zone up here, and we are getting some downward movement. I'm going to go ahead and delete that just so we can get a clearer picture. If we can get some closure below this line right here, let's see. Closure below, we will buy. We will sell, I'm sorry. Alright. Closure below will sell right there. So if we can get closure below this area, we will sell. What's up, guys? If you have any questions at all, just feel free to ask me in the chat. I'll be answering. This is my first live stream of 2023. First live stream with a new setup. I got a new computer and everything. So we'll see what we can get going here. We're getting some bullish movement here on the 5-hour candle. Again, we did just get a new 30-minute candle. Let's take a look at that. Tighten that up and zoom in. So yeah, we kind of had some double dojis here, little dragonfly dojis at the top, indicating the market doesn't really know what it wants to do. Here, I'll zoom in a little more on the 30-minute chart. The market doesn't really know what it's gonna do. I'm thinking with the amount of selling pressure and this large wick, we're gonna get the same thing here down. If we can get some closure on the 5-minute candle below, let's take a look here. Yeah, if we can get some closure below this area right here, this blue line, we'll sell. I'll make it red so you know, but closure below, we will sell. Again, if you do have any questions, just feel free to ask me in the chat. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. Now we're just kind of waiting. You got a double top pattern here too. This support right here is the only thing that worries me, so that's why we're gonna wait for closure below. If we sell, we could put sell stops there if you'd like, so you don't have to look at it. Could certainly put sell stops. We're just sitting on our hands waiting right now. Certainly getting some movement in the right direction for a sell. Would like to see closure below here though. If you're just joining us, looks like we may have got 1 or 2 people. Make sure you guys like the stream and subscribe. It just helps the algorithm, gets it out there so we can get some more people on the stream here. make everybody some money this year in 2023. Again, this is all free. I'm not doing this for money. Hold each other accountable. Make sure we can stick to our plan. Really working on no emotions this year in trading. I know a lot of traders get emotional, especially when you flip the wrong way, you get some wicks the wrong way. But we're really working on emotion this year and making sure, that's what I've been preaching for the past 8 years now, is working on emotion. Got to let the market come to you. So that's what we're doing. We're just sitting and waiting here, letting the market come to us. I don't really like trading in this range. So this range right here is kind of nasty to trade in. We don't really know what's going to happen. It can do anything. Go up this way and go down this way. So we're going to wait for confirmation either above or below the range. If we do look for buys, here, let's take a look here. If we do look for buys, it would have to close above here. Buys with closure above the So if we did look for buys, what we'd be looking for is a closure above here. So this is where we're set up right now. We got buys up here if it breaks this, with a closure above this area, and sells if we get a closure below here to fill this gap. You can kind of see it did reach up here too and wicked down. So this is a pretty strong resistance line. Rather area. I don't like to call them lines for a couple reasons. And we'll go over that. But this is our main resistance area right here. And we'll put a support area too. This will be our support area. There we go. So we got our resistance and our support area. So the reason I like to call them areas, there's a couple reasons. But the main reason we like to call them areas is because it's not really a line. So you got a line right here, you got a line right here. This whole area right here is really the resistance zone. The resistance area. This support here is not just one point, one line. It's more of an area. So that way when you're trading, it's not, okay, 130.045 is my absolute resistance or support line. That's not how trading works. It's areas, so that's why we draw the rectangles instead of just lines and kind of have it in between it. Just more support areas, resistance areas. Didn't quite go out that far. Broke it there. We're just sitting and waiting now, chat. Not getting too much movement. We're going to have a 15-minute closure here in a minute. See what kind of movement we're getting here. Not too much movement here on this candle, on this 5-minute candle, which is not a bad thing. It means it doesn't really know where it wants to go. Just sending out all of our stream signals here to get everybody in while we wait. Alright, so we're still waiting for some closure above or below the range. We are logging all of our trades. I will post the link to our log so you can see all of our log trades on off and on stream. Not too much movement right here. We can take a look at some other pairs. We're going to look at volume to look at some other pairs here. You're getting the most volume out of GPB AUD right now. Let's see what that looks like. Well, this is interesting. So let's draw this out. I'm already seeing something right here now. So you've got a decent zone right here that will draw. So that's kind of a zone. You've got a pretty strong zone down here. Move over a little bit. And then you've got one up here from you've got another zone right there. So we've got three kind of zones here. We're living in this zone right here right now. You did get some rejection here. Again, we're only going to need to see a closure above or below this to enter anything there. So we'll just set that chart up and we'll come back to that and mark the ones that we're looking at. Unflag. So we got two possible setups right now. I just got this new mic. I read good reviews on it. I think you can hear my mouse a lot, which is the only issue, so I might need to move that over. Do some market scanning here. Take a look and see if we can find anything. What I like to do is just draw draw lines too. Before I would ever enter a trade, I always draw lines. Where are my zones? What am I looking for? We're looking for buys, we're looking for sells. What's the overall trend? We're living in the middle right here. I'm not touching that. Got quite a bit of movement here on this one. Hell of a drop off on GPB USD. We definitely have some support and resistance zones over here. Let's see. Alright, so you're getting a rejection here. So what this is you had a massive drop off, then you had your pullback here. The pullback still respected the previous high in this area. So it did reject here, which is this area right here. We had another drop off back to fill the rest of the zone, because here's your zone. Hit resistance, dropped. Now we have a pullback in this area right here. And what we can look at here is this is now a new support point. If we get closure below, really realistically, I wouldn't enter anything until you got closure below this area, or maybe possibly right here. If we got closure below this, we can look for a quick scalp down this way. Quick scalp to fill here if we got some closure below this. But again, this is our zone that we drew. This is an area that we're not going to buy or sell unless we get closure above this one or a closure below this one. Let's go back to USD JPY. I'll flag that one. Again, not much movement on USD JPY on the 15-minute candle. Yep, just kind of sideways charting here. The market doesn't really know what it wants to do, but I will say that due to the fact that if you look back here, it kind of just charted sideways, didn't do much. Again, we're getting some charting sideways, didn't do much. If it does not break this zone in the next 15-20 minutes, that is a bigger indicator that it will drop toward our support area down here, filling this zone. We're just waiting on this one though. Again, guys, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask. Just feel free to ask. I'm doing this for free. I don't make money on this. This is just to help everybody learn how to trade better. Create a community where we can all make some money together in 2023. Had some GBP JPY trades today that I did look at. Wasn't really a fan of any of them. Couple sells. But we can do an in-depth breakdown here if you guys want of what we're looking at. GPUSD. We are getting some bearish movement here. You've got kind of a zone here and a zone there, so we're not going to do anything unless we get closure above or below either of those. Might actually draw out another one here. Could reject here, and we could get a movement upwards, especially when you have a support trend going this way. You got a trend line right here. If this is in fact a reversal after the drop off, this could be just its pullback, and then it could ride from here and fill all the way up through this zone, which is certainly possible. That would flip it green to a buy. But again, it's all managing your risks here and looking at what is the best time to enter. A lot of people have struggle entering. They just want to buy or sell, and I'm a little more strict on that. I don't like to buy just to buy or sell just to sell. I need to see some serious price action confirmations that would let me know, okay, we are good to get in this trade. If you are watching, go ahead, give us a follow, give us a like. Definitely helps the algorithm. And let you know when we stream live. There's not a lot of people out here doing these live streams with breakdowns live for free. It's definitely a blessing to be able to do this, and I'd like to help out the best I can, especially with new traders, advanced traders, compare ideas. And once the chat starts going, we can have some conversations about why I do things the way I do them and why I don't do things the way I don't do them. Looks like we're about 30 minutes into the stream here, team. We're not getting too much movement. Again, not going to push something that's not there. So it's important to understand we are not going to push something that is not there. I will not take a trade just to take a trade. PB did have quite the bounce off here. We're going to be getting a new hour candle here, and that's going to tell a lot about what we're going to do here. Let's take a look at the hour time frames. This is a pretty key support right here, especially on the hour. We're pretty much in a long downtrend here. We're in a long downtrend. You had a pullback, down, pullback, down. Based on this trend line, if we look at the hour, this should drop, but I'm going to need more confirmation because we have this area. Here, let's point this out. We've got that area, and we've got that area that are now at the same position. So this could be a sign of a reversal. We've got a long wick here. This could be a reversal going this way. Or it could come down this way and finish this gap and continue this downtrend. We're going to have to hold off to see where we get some closure on this hour candle. And that'll really decide what we're going to do here. But as of right now, I don't know. Let's Let's look at the hour candles here. Again, downtrend, pullback, down. This could either fill this down here and continue to even lower to the 1.18600 area, or we can see a reversal here, and this could just be a minor pullback, a little 3-hour pullback, and then it could get ready to fly. We're just gonna have to wait to get some confirmation. Let's check out USD JPY, and this looks very similar to the 5-minute. We're just getting some kind of up and down movement here. This hour candle had a pretty long wick, and this is going to respect the previous high here. We're getting closure below the previous high and also within the body of this previous candle here. So this hasn't really decided what it wants to do yet. We do have some volume too. We got 2 minutes till the new hour candle though. We're looking at 3 charts here: GPB AUD, GPB USD, and USD JPY. I like this chart the best. Hop down to the 5-minute on this one. We did get a doji and a swing up here, which is definitely a good sign, but we're going to need closure above here to get a buy. So let's write it out. So we need closure above this for buys. And we're going to need closure below here is for sells. Change that to red. So we're setting up our scalps here. It's not too difficult. We're just kind of taking a look at what's going on in the markets and what the market's giving us. We got 1 minute until close here, guys. 1 minute until close. Delete that circle. Alright, we did get a new hour candle here. But we're going to keep looking at the 5. The hour candle is definitely important, but we're going to stick to the 5-minute because we're scalping right now. The general trend we did get from the 1 hour, so that's correct. But when it comes to scalping within these ranges, we're going to stick to the 5-minute. Sometimes it's fun to drop down to the 1 minute, but I don't typically use the 1 minute. There's a lot of volatility in the 1 minute. Kind of just hanging out in our zones here. Not too much going on. We are getting some movement on the GPP AUD. We are getting some movement. Again, this is the one where we do have a downtrend here. Let's take a look at the hour chart. Oh, that's kind of big there. Let's condense it a little bit. We did get a nice bullish candle. Again, if we on this hour, if we got a close above, a bearish candle with a close above into this area, I'd feel comfortable taking a buy. But this could certainly still fill this. Just because you get a doji, a red doji, bearish doji here, does not mean that it's going to flip and go up. Does not mean that. Especially since we have such a strong downtrend here, and our we have higher, lower lows and lower highs here. So we're kind of just hanging on, wait to see what happens. We can hop on the 5-minute chart here. Kind of get an idea what we're looking at. We could have gotten in down here. Again, not really comfortable enough for me. Not comfortable enough for me. This isn't really a strong enough zone right here. So I wouldn't have got in. I know there's probably some people that would have. I would not have gotten in here. Check out USD JPY. Still kind of hanging out here. GBP, USD did have a nice bullish run here. Small bullish run for a couple pips. Again, I wouldn't have taken the trade. I don't trade within the zones. It has to have closure above or closure below. So we're just waiting right now. I don't like to flip between more than 3 charts. 3 charts is a lot. Once you get them set up. Can't really flip more through 3. 3 is already, a good amount. Can't put enough attention into them. We could enter on the 30-minute too, for more confirmation. On the 30-minute here, we got a pretty... There's no wick, though. I'd want to see it shoot up here and get a little bit of a wick, have some selling pressure, and then look to fill it. At least we know it's been there. It can go back up there. But when there's no wick here, I'm not going to enter anything. We did just get a new 5-minute candle, though. Small wick. Definitely a volume too. I mean, you got 620K, 522K, 482K, so we definitely have volume in these two. So we should see movement. GBP USD is looking like getting some rejection here. Possible movement down following this downtrend. Again, I wouldn't have entered over here. This is not a strong enough zone, but if we get closure above here on the 30-minute or 1 hour, that's something we definitely look to get in. Definitely a great move there, though. I wouldn't have gotten in, but congrats if you did. I would not have gotten in it. Just out of curiosity. Just out of curiosity. 36 pips. I wouldn't have entered it, but 36 pips. It's a good swing right there. We could see some drop off though once it hits this area. You do have a bit of a resistance area right here, support overall, but resistance area for this tiny scalp. And then you could see some pullback here and head back down this way, which is why I wouldn't have taken this trade here. We've already drawn our zones, and we're pretty adamant on sticking to those. We got 5 minutes until a 15-minute candle comes, and we can take a look at that. Kind of looking at all time frames here. Again, closure under here, closure below here. We're definitely getting some movement in the right way. Oops. Alright, so we did get some good movement here on this 5 minute. We did get some rejection though. So again, we're looking for a closure below this zone for a sell. Closure below for a sell, closure above for a buy. Let's go to GBP USD. We're still hanging out in the middle here. We're going to need closure above for buys this way, closure below for sells. Just a recap for anyone just joining. And as we suspected here, there is definitely a resistance area on this smaller time frame. So again, there was 36 pip swing this way, but we might see some pullback to down here. Again, I'm not entering on that small of a trade. You never know what's going to happen. We got 2 minutes till the 15-minute closure. 2 minutes till the 15-minute closure here. And let's take a look at what this chart looks like on the 15-minute. If we have a wick down with a closure on the 15-minute here, I would be comfortable taking a buy. But with no wick, I wouldn't touch it. If you notice, pretty much always when there's after a 2-bar up trade, when there's no wick, you're going to get some downfall. We got 1 minute till a close here. Take a look at some of these other ones. Definitely got some bullish momentum here on GBP USD. And USD JPY looks like we might get a closure below. I'd need it to close below here to take a sell. Drop down to the 5-minute here. And we're not getting too much on GBP USD, but GBP AUD 15-minute chart. I'm looking at this right now. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna take a buy here, guys, on GBP AUD. Let's get in on this here. We're gonna go long. Get in where it's at right now. We're gonna have a stop loss really tight on this one, guys. 177,642 is gonna be our stop loss. We're definitely getting some good movement. And this is on GBP AUD. We're getting some nice movement here. We're going to have our take profit at the top of this zone. Stop loss is down here near 177,628, and our take profit is at the top of the zone there, 1.78501. And this is where the emotional factors come in. A lot of people get really, antsy. Oh, it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. We're still going to look at our other trades. We're just going to let it sit. We've made a decision now, and that's what we're going to go with. We've made our decision. We are in on GBP AUD. We're getting some good movement. Again, the reason that we entered this is because we had closure here above into this range, and then when it opened and went up here into the range. So we are seeing a drive up, a pullback, pretty strong support right in this area on the 15-minute chart, and we should expect this to drive up and fill this range now. And we bought right over here. So that's what we're looking to happen. Based off of the trend on the larger time frame as well, I would say that we might not get to the top of this range where these candles were previously. We'll probably touch this red trend line if it's going to continue on a downtrend. But we are in a buy scalp here. Hop back down to the 5-minute here. Alright guys, we are 8.7 pips in profit live right now. And climbing. We're going to close 50% profits here. In a minute here. If we can get to... I'm going to close 50% positions. Up around 178,200. 1.78200 is where we're going to close 50% of our positions. And leave 2 runners. We broke this area and opened above it, so we should drive through here. Take a look at some of these other ones we had going. Alright, let's see. On the 15-minute, we did not get a closure below. We got a wick. If we get closure below on this 15, we will sell, but if we do not, we won't touch this. Same here, we're still waiting. We need closure above this area for buys, closure below this area for sells. So it's either fill this range or fill this range. But we are still in our trade right here with GBP AUD. And let's see, how many pips in profit are we? 6.9 profit right now. All right, we're going to take full profit here, guys. just like that. Let me hop over to mine. We are going to take full profit. Unfortunately, my camera just died. So we're going to take full profit here. Great first stream of the year. I'm really excited. Subscribe, follow, like us. But we're taking full profit there for 8 pips. Obviously depends on your count size, but 8 pips. And we are still looking at these. I'll be looking at these for the next couple hours to look for entries. But again, thanks for everyone who tuned in. We'll be doing more of these. Going to try and stream at least every day. And we're in good shape now, guys. Good win, great profits. If we take a look now, it's in 10 pip profit right now. Should drive through. It is still driving. If you do want to hold, you certainly can do that. All right, thanks to everyone who joined. Again, follow, subscribe, like. My Instagram and my Twitter is up there in the top left corner of the stream. Give us a follow. Turn your notifications on so you will get notified when I start streaming. And let's make some money in 2020.